Hi guys, I'm Shmee. Hello and welcome back to the channel where you join me in beautifully sunny Monaco. It's been top marks weekend, but sadly today is time for me to depart. Ahead of us, I've got a 1,200 kilometer journey in the Ferrari GTC Baller, so lurking somewhere back there. We're also going to take my Ford GT to load it into a truck to send that back home. But where you join me right now is actually the police impound lot here in Monaco. So if the police hear cars that are too noisy, are popping and banging, revving around town, driving too fast through the Formula 1 tunnel, well, they find themselves here impounded for about 4 or 5 days. And at the moment, I think there are something like 60 or 70 cars behind me, sadly locked down. Let's take a quick look around and see the likes of some of the cars that have been impounded before taking my two heading out of here and making our way towards Belgium. It is absolutely insane to see the kind of cars that have been impounded here and just how many of them there are. From a brand new Bentley Continental GT to the Lamborghini Huracan Performante Spider, at the back over there a purple GT3 RS and a Ferrari Speciale, loads of Mercedes AMGs, BMW M cars, Audi RS models, down at the far end a Ferrari 812 Superfast, a couple of McLarens tucked in as well, a bunch of Lambos I can see. But basically the Monegasque police took a pretty hard line this year. They started it last year during the Top Marks Monaco weekend because it's Monaco, it's not the place to come round, make antisocial noises, be disturbing the peace, despite the fact that it hosts the Formula 1 Grand Prix. And this year they pretty much decided if any car made a sound, it was going to find its way here, be impounded for a couple of days, and the owner would not be able to enjoy it and drive it around. And that is why we're looking at, what, 60, 70 cars? Got a 12C at the back, a 570 GT here, Ferrari Portofino, Maserati Gran Turismo, but also the RS6s. You can see the cars, modified cars, Abarths, M cars, everything, just everything finds its way into this little area. And it's pretty sad really, because a lot of people, it happens kind of unsuspecting, with no idea that this might be the result. They just start up the car, a cold start in the morning, and the next thing they know, their car has been impounded and it finds itself tucked away inside this car park. And you have a look around, even an Aston DB11, another RS6. This is just, I mean, well, every type of car seems to have ended up in here. Lots of RS3s I'm noticing, lots and lots of those. A Sirocco R, Civic, STI, it's everything, absolutely everything. A completely hard line on any car, even an old VW Golf. Everything is finding its way inside here. AMG GT Roadster, some Abarths. How does a Volvo XC60 end up in here? I don't know what he must have done for that. A Aventador Roadster, LP700, nice plate. Just, yeah, this is the police impound lot, an FF, the Ferrari Speciale, quite a few M2s, M2 competition and M4s. Yeah, Monaco plates as well. Unusual to see a Monaco plate car finding its way here. Normally if you're a local, that at least gives some sway. Stelvio Quadrifoglio, everything. And check this out, BMW X5 M50D. A diesel car. I don't even know. And they're all here. So Cupra. Yeah, this is what happens here in Monaco. Oh, 911 just cruising by. A few people coming over to check out what's happening. But yes, this is the supercar impound lot. Literally all of these cars, the police convoy the drivers here, a bike in front, a bike behind, make them park up the cars, take out anything they need, and then take the keys away, and that's it. They are stuck here until they are allowed to be released, along with a fine, I should add. The fine for this, I think it's maybe 300–400 euros. Depends a little bit what's actually been done to make the car get impounded in the first place. I've seen a few Gallardos, Spider, LP560 Spider, the bright green of the Performante sitting out here in the sunshine. So yes, this is the impound lot. Literally, this is where the cars are all being locked down. R8 V10 Spider. That colour's pretty bazinga, stands out massively. M cars, an old Skyline GTR. Yeah, you see the point, right? So I'm a little bit confused how this guy managed to end up here. I mean, C63S makes sense. This probably has a very loud exhaust system on the back of it. The crackles you get out of many of these modern cars, you know, you just lift off on the overrun on an RS3 and it goes bang, 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 bang. And that is basically the reason it's ended up in here, presumably. Wow. Yeah, cars from all sorts of countries, all sorts of areas, and this is the little police unmarked car, although in this case distinct because there is a police notice blocking the entrance, holding everybody from, well, getting out or to be removed to let other people in. So yes, sad times. I'm sorry for everyone whose cars have ended up here. They did announce ahead of the weekend that this was going to happen, if you followed on social media and saw that, which is why I've been crawling around in normal comfort, quietest mode, automatic gearbox, not doing anything even remotely noisy, because the last thing in the world I wanted was for my cars to end up here. But let's head over now, go get this journey started. There's a long road ahead of us. Maybe we'll go for a quick lap around Monaco, but doing it in maximum cruiser mode before we get properly on the roads up towards Belgium. Check out what's just rolled in. That's the Mansouri Stallone from Mansouri, based on the Ferrari 599, and I think in the past I've actually been in that car during a Top Marks. Didn't expect that to come through. Brabus G63 as well. So guys, watch it with the noises. You don't want to find yourselves being impounded next. It's a lot of, well, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. That was quite a nice surprise though, seeing that driving by. It's time then for the last few minutes here in Monaco for this trip. So what we're going to do is take both cars for a very leisurely and gentle drive around the famous Formula 1 track. So here you can see the beautiful view at the moment actually. It starts just over in the harbour, snakes up the hill towards the casino that you can just spot over the backs of these ginormous yachts. There's also a cruise ship in the harbour at the moment as well. Cruise ships come in occasionally, but these two things are huge. And it comes down through the famous tunnel, back around the harbour, past the swimming pool, and that is the lap. Then what we're going to do is take the GT up to have it loaded. That's going to be trucked all the way back to the UK. Then to continue the Where's Shmee Euro Tour, I'm going to be jumping on board the GTC4 Lusso, which is very much in need of a wash, completely splattered with bugs still, for about, well, 10 to 12 hours today, 1,200 kilometers on the road all the way up through France to get towards Belgium to our destination this evening of Spa. So let's jump in, take these two for a little drive, see if we can find some nice photos with them as well, and then ultimately get this loaded up and on the way back home. It is always fun driving this car. It is absolutely boiling here, so we've got both cars running. Benzene is driving in the Lusso. Aircon all good in there? Full blast. We need it. Right, let's go. I'm in drive. We'll head on out. It's probably going to be a bit of traffic to get from here to the main area, just because it's so busy around here this weekend. But we'll go exploring, and driving the Formula 1 track, you have to think how important this is, how significant this place is. This is Monaco. It is one of the oldest Formula 1 tracks, I think 90 years the race just a week or so ago. Oh, Cayman GT4 as well. But we will head this way and make our way through. It's not all it's cracked up to be, a bit of traffic today, but what I'm going to do is park, track mode, drop the car down, the wing shoots up, which just looks epic, back into drive, because, well, it's perfectly smooth tarmac. Formula 1 cars go around here, which means this car can do it without grounding out the front at all, which just looks even better in photos, so absolutely critical, of course. Anyway, let's hope it's not going to be too much traffic, but this is literally the start straight. You can see all the positions, the line-up grid as we go down towards the start line, but not the fastest flowing today, but lots and lots and lots of people out taking photos for Top Marks. I think though this is probably going to take me maybe 5 or 6 times as long to get around as the Formula 1 cars do it. Yeah, not the best, but here we go. It's the start line now. Yep, we haven't even gone 10 kilometers per hour yet. Oh boy. A slightly ironic thing as we start going up the hill towards the casino, because I'm in track mode, that means it holds onto the gears for ages, so I'm actually going to press manual so that I can short shift the car to keep it being quiet, because the last thing I want to do is make any more noise than I need to. It makes you absolutely paranoid. I totally do not want this car ending up in that impound lot. That would be a total disaster. Oh, AMG GTR, yep, GTR heading the other way, especially, as I say, we're on the way to get the car loaded to send it back home. So we're on a gentle cruise. I can actually spot behind me that GT4 is also following. But up we go. Take the right here into Casino Square. Bit of traffic unfortunately, but not much we can do to change that at the moment. Just cruise on through. We've already had longer than a complete lap of the F1 cars, and we're sitting on the entrance to Casino, which is what, a 5th of the lap, a 6th of the lap. Hasn't gone well. Arriving then in Casino Square, where behind the crowds there's an SB, an SVJ and a GT2 RS, but you probably can't quite see those. Not sure what else is around at the moment, but it is very, very, very busy up here as we squeeze on through. Actually, the Formula 1 track goes the other way around the square. Some very nice cars as well, lined up outside the casino as always, and something a little bit different parked right in front of us. So we go past Café de Paris here on the square. This is not the fastest lap of my life. In fact, this is probably one of the slowest laps of my life. A sunny summer weekend day driving through Monaco. We rejoin where the F1 cars come out then to go down the hill. We've got the first right, then we get to the Lowe's hairpin outside the Fairmont Hotel. But again, we're still going 13 kilometers per hour. This is silly, it's so slow, there's so much traffic. And we finally make it to the hairpin where there are lots and lots of cameras during the weekend. And still traffic. Cruise on round. It's so ridiculous driving this car in track mode. I feel like I'm sat down on the tarmac. Yeah. Wouldn't it be amazing to absolutely fly around here, to drive it at full pace? That would be quite an experience. And around Poitiers towards the Formula 1 tunnel, where you have to super watch out because this is one of the most, I think, sensitive areas of the entire track. Just cruise people used to do all sorts of burnouts and things coming into the tunnel before, of course, racing through here. And if you've ever watched the videos of the Formula 1 cars, the pace they carry through this tunnel, where you obviously get straight into the dark and then you get blinded as you come out the other side, is mind-boggling. Some thumbs up, as we're not doing this like a Formula 1 driver, but still enjoying it. Just being here with the GT feels really, really awesome. We'll head round to the last part of the track. This is such a cool view as you come past all of the yachts lined up here in the port. This is again a slightly different route because it dips out to go around the yachts a little bit closer than you're allowed to drive at this time of year. But we continue round through towards the final corners. I would not want to be driving a bus around here. It is a little bit on the narrow side for that sometimes. Whew, brave. I don't know if you notice, but there are so many policemen everywhere. That's why the impound lot ends up quite so full, because there's a policeman on every corner, and even where there aren't policemen, there are cameras watching everything. Everywhere anybody drives, but so many nice cars, particularly from Switzerland, Germany. The Corvette, is that a Z06? Yep. Then the M3 with a wing on the back as well. But just, I mean, our bath central right now, even the guy in front, just everybody here who likes driving. It's not the best place to drive, of course. You sit in these traffic jams. It's much more fun to go out into the mountain roads. But this is the Formula 1 track. It's an iconic place. It's amazing to drive it. And this is, well, we're coming up towards the end of it before we head on out. And something's gone on in front of us. Policeman is chatting to the guy driving the car. I don't know what he did wrong, but he definitely did something wrong, and they're not happy about it. And there's another police bike. Okay, case in point. We're waiting as they take apart the Formula 1 track. You can see them lifting down parts of the buildings up in front to load them up and take them away. It all starts to make some sense. Right, into park then. I suspect we're not going to move in a rush. What I might do actually though is sport mode, up we pop. There we go, done, ready to keep on cruising as soon as this is done and the track opens again. And as we come back round towards the finish straight, I've even got my own police escort now. And then we'll turn off at the far end and cruise on towards Nice. Well, that lap took an awfully long time. Anyways, this bus seems a little lost. I'm going this way. Drop it down to first gear. Yeah, nothing happens very quickly here. We go from one tunnel to the next, but that is it. Bye-bye Monaco. Now France. And relax. Still need to obey the speed limit, but don't need to be quite so panicky about getting anything wrong. Now this is more like it. Outside of Monte Carlo, up the hills a little bit, an opportunity to actually drive the car without feeling both so stressed and so much pressure, and with the most monumentally mega of views. I love coming up here, just away from town, inland a little bit. The view over the sea is unreal. What a beautiful day, what a lovely, lovely trip it's been. And now we're heading up towards where the truck is waiting for us. We're getting to drive into nice twisty roads while we do it. In fact, a good old hairpin just in front. I guess in a car like this you need to be a bit aware on hairpins, because turning circle, not the best in the world. Cars coming down, no, we manage. And then, so cool! I love this, the car, the road, the place, everything, so good. And here we are, time to load up the GT. It's going to be heading home in one of these two trucks with PGVM, along with some other guys that you might know as well. So we're going to get this inside here. It's going to be the first in, tucked right away. Check that out, actually. The top actually raises up. That's kind of cool. And we shouldn't have any troubles whatsoever. And then I will see this again, well, probably not for a couple more weeks actually, until I'm reunited back with it. But what a trip it's been, having this down here. There we go then, locked and loaded. Farewell for now to the Ford GT. We will see it again very soon, but what an adventure with that it has been. Going to Sardinia, driving it through Italy, doing the new interior at Sparco, now being at Top Marks Monaco with it as well, and driving on the Formula 1 track. And to say farewell though, let's go hop in the Lasso and continue the journey. And fast forward around about 4 or 5 hours, we've driven already over 500 kilometers and we're currently cruising through Lyon. We're in comfort mode, of course, and one thing quite interesting at the moment, if you see over here on the dash, we've done 489 kilometers since we filled up. In fact, we filled up at the services where we loaded up the car, and we have 225 kilometers now to empty, which is a theoretical range from this car with a stonking V12 up front of over 700 kilometers. That's well over 400 miles. 400 miles would be about 644 kilometers, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're cruising. It's a pretty long drive. That means, well, 500 kilometers down, we still have 700 kilometers to go, which you're probably not that happy about.
Real excited, mate.
At least it's a comfortable way to do it in the Lasso. We've got a lot of luggage in the car. In fact, the back seats of the car even have luggage on. You can fold down the seats. The boot is completely full at the moment, but we're making good progress. It's a lovely day. The sky is very, very blue. The sun is, well, up there, nice and strong. And at the other end, awaiting us, is a car in this kind of colour, parked up in the garage. So I'm very excited actually to get up to Spa. I'm looking forward a lot to what is coming. But yeah, we're a decent stretch into this experience of this very long drive now in the GTC 4 Lasso, and I will report back a little bit later on as we get towards the kind of 1,000 kilometer mark, and then onwards towards 1,200 kilometers in a day in a Ferrari, which is moderately crazy to actually be saying that. But onwards, we're due to arrive at something like 1 AM, and we'll just take it easy, keep it in comfort mode, and cruise on. Hey, that building's kind of funky. I'm not entirely sure what it is. I'm sure somebody out there does know. We're going this way towards Paris. While we're cruising, we have actually now gone over the magic number, which was 643.7 kilometers. We've got 88 kilometers to go at the moment, and the next fuel stop we have set to 25 kilometers from now. And I'm actually currently editing this very video that you're watching while we're on the move, cruising down the auto routes. So 400 miles done, despite having a big V12. Turns out it's fairly economical if you need it to be. Fuel stop done, and have a little look at this. 673 kilometers since we last reset it. Let me just fire the car back up. And the way you actually reset that is you press and hold this button just here, and if we do this, done. 0 kilometers. So onwards, benzene now in charge of the laptop.
More familiar territory.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, let's just turn off the radio for a second, and we shall continue. The randomness of a 355 passing us. I thought I just heard something when we were going through a tunnel. And look, and another. Huh, 2 of them. Are there any more surprise cars coming past us?
200 meters, exit right.
Unfortunately, we are departing from that road, heading this way. But we have done 1,000 kilometers now today. We're in Luxembourg.
Exit right.
I'm sorry for all of the talking of the navigation, but that means this car has now driven in 12 countries since I bought it 2 months ago, which is pretty mad. We've got about an hour and a half to go, a bit less, but not too much. So let's crack on. And here we are then, tired and exhausted from a very, very long drive. But we are arriving at our hotel. We've just gone past the entrance to the circuit, and I do feel slightly controversial arriving here in a Ferrari for a pure McLaren event, but that is the trailer that has been responsible for bringing my car here. So let's have a quick nosy see if there's anything out front at the moment. No doubt there will be some McLarens in the car park. Yeah, there's a lovely 720S right there, 720 Spider. It's come through. I know it's very dark here, sorry about that. Just have a quick glimpse if anything's lurking at the front door. Oh, well, there's a 720 Spider lurking inside, which is nice, and there's another 720 lurking just there. So 720s everywhere. Let's go down and go into the garage. Welcome to the garage, where, amongst a sea of other McLarens, in fact this is definitely the McLaren end that we're raiding with the Ferrari, we of course have the two other Shmeemobiles. This is really quite odd. The LT Spider and the Senna, both of which have been brought here by Mr. Turbo Transport. And I'm going to park this in the adjacent space, which is a little bit mental really, to be here to turn up and Spa and the cars are ready and waiting for us. This is a really long drive, and you can probably tell from my slight delirium as a result at the end of it. Oh, 600 LT, very nice. But my brain is a little bit frazzled. But it has to be said, as cars go to do such long journeys, this is a pretty good way of going about it. Not too inefficient with the old fuel economy and the V12. Plenty of luggage space. Just look at the windscreen though, look at how many bugs we've managed to splat. But I will get us parked up. Nice and snug to the pillar on my side so that we've got room to get all the luggage out and not be too close to the Senna. And you might notice that the camera isn't quite straight. That's something I need to get sorted out. But there we go, we are done. Ready to hop on out and go get the car unloaded. Well, there we more or less have it. I think you could say we escaped the police impounds of Monaco. The GT is safely on its way, and now the Lusso is here joining the others in Spa. It is, however, quite filthy at the front. I don't think I have ever had a car that I've owned that splattered in bugs before. I guess that's the result of 1,000 kilometers on the road. They've been well and truly Ferrari'd, to use the phrase we previously had, with the McLaren bugs taking them on road trips and adventures, but doing the purpose very, very well. These two, though, are looking nice. In fact, we've got three, well, kind of shades of blue. We can call the purple a shade of blue slightly. And then inside here, actually, the car has just come back from McLaren Manchester, where it's had the harnesses installed. So I've not driven it with the harnesses. I'm looking forward to experiencing those. It went up to the dealership just to have some checks done, make sure everything's running well after my last few outings, taking it around Germany and the like. But here we are. These are here. We've escaped, as I said, from Monaco. But how crazy was it seeing all of those cars earlier on in the police impound? Of course, sad for many of the owners who didn't quite realise how strict it was going to be, but you kind of understand as well that in Monaco they don't want these unofficial car events, and in this case that's basically the way that it's gone, and in some cases it's been a little bit noisy and antisocial, and yeah, a bit of a strange one really. Anywho, as you can probably tell, I'm completely wiped out, so let's head upstairs, get checked in, have a rest before having some fun with that out at Spa. Stay tuned, it's coming very soon. Cheers.